Look, if you're watching this, chances are you've already fallen for the great American scam of self-improvement. That endless parade of influencers promising six-pack abs and millionaire mindsets if you just crush it every day. Yeah, right. We all know how that ends. You buy the planner, journal for 3 days, then use it as a coaster for your energy drink while binge-watching productivity hacks on TikTok. Pathetic, isn't it? But hey, at least you're here digging into a book like Atomic Habits, which doesn't sugarcoat the fact that you're probably wired to fail. James Clear gets it. Habits aren't about willpower. They're about outsmarting your lazy brain. And no, this isn't going to inspire you to level up. It's just going to explain why you're still the same mess you were last year. Let's start with the delusion most of us cling to. Goals. Oh, goals. Those shiny little mirages we chase like a dog after its own tail. You set one like, I'm going to lose 20 pounds this year. And what happens? You crash diet for a week, feel like a hero, then cave to pizza because, well, life sucks. Clear points out the obvious. Goals are temporary highs that ignore the real game. Systems. Goals are the destination. Systems are the shitty road you have to drive every day. Want to write a novel? Forget the word count target. Build a system where you sit your butt down and type for 30 minutes daily, rain or shine, even if it's garbage. Because here's the brutal truth. Winners and losers have the same goals. Every Olympian wants gold. Every failed startup wants to be the next unicorn. What separates them? The systems that make showing up automatic, not some motivational poster on your wall. Think about your last New Year's resolution. Remember that gym membership you swore would change everything? You went hard for January, flexing in the mirror like you were auditioning for a superhero movie. By February, you're too busy. Code for, I'd rather nap. That's goals in action. All hype, no follow-through. Systems flip the script. Instead of aiming to get fit, you rig your environment so the gym bag is packed the night before. Your alarm is set to guilt trip you, and there's no escape. It's not sexy. It's mechanical. And yeah, it works because it bypasses your flaky motivation. Behavioral psych backs this up. Habits form through repetition in context, not grand declarations. Your brain loves patterns. It's why you can drive home on autopilot, but can't remember to floss without a cue. So next time you're scrolling Instagram envy, ask yourself, do I have a system? Or am I just daydreaming about results? But Clear doesn't stop at systems. He drills deeper into why they stick or flop. Enter identity-based habits. The idea that real change isn't about what you do, it's about who you become. Sounds profound, huh? But let's be honest, most of us treat our identities like cheap Halloween costumes. Today, I'm a runner, until the first rainy day hits and you're back to couch potato. Clear argues you should build habits from the inside out. Don't say, I want to read more books. Say, I'm the type of person who reads every night. It's a mind trick, sure, but it leverages that sneaky part of your psychology where self-image drives behavior. Ever notice how smokers who quit by declaring, I'm not a smoker, last longer than those who just cut back? It's because identity shifts the battle from willpower to consistency. You're not fighting urges. You're aligning actions with who you think you are. Of course, this exposes our favorite human weakness. We're all delusional about our identities. You tell yourself you're a healthy eater while raiding the fridge at midnight for cheese puffs. Hilarious. Clear critiques this by pointing out that small habits compound into identity proof. Vote for yourself with every action. Skip the donut once, and it's a blip. Skip it daily, and suddenly you're that disciplined guy. But here's the catch. It works both ways. Keep hitting snooze, and your identity becomes the procrastinator. No fluffy affirmations needed, just cold, hard repetition. Psychologically, this ties into self-perception theory. We infer our own traits from our behaviors, like reverse engineering our personality. So if you're failing at habits, maybe it's because your identity is stuck in loser mode. Ouch, right? But that's the honesty we're here for. Now, weaving this into everyday screw-ups. Picture your morning routine, that chaotic mess where you plan to meditate, journal, and conquer the world, but end up doom scrolling until your coffee's cold. That's where systems meet identity in a perfect storm of failure. Clear introduces the 4 laws of behavior change as the toolkit to fix it. Make it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. Yeah, I know, it sounds like a recipe for dating advice, but stick with me. These aren't magic. They're just exploiting how your brain actually works, not how you wish it did. Start with making it obvious. The first law. Your environment is a minefield of cues that hijack your habits without you noticing. Want to eat better? Don't hide the veggies in the crisper drawer like they're a dirty secret. Put them front and center in the fridge. Clear explains this through habit stacking. Attach a new habit to an existing one. After you brush your teeth, obvious cue, do 10 push-ups. It's dumb, simple psychology. Your brain associates routines, reducing the mental load. But critique time. This assumes you're not a total slob. If your life's a dumpster fire, obvious cues might just remind you how much you suck. Still, it's practical. Track your current habits for a week, and you'll see patterns screaming for tweaks. No grand overhaul. Just nudge the obvious into your favor. Naturally, obvious alone won't cut it if the habit feels like torture. Enter the second law. Make it attractive. Humans are dopamine junkies, chasing pleasure like addicts. Clear says, bundle temptations. Pair what you need to do with what you want. Hate running? Only listen to your guilty pleasure podcast while on the treadmill. It's behavioral conditioning at its finest, like Pavlov's dogs, but for your lazy ass. The critique? This can backfire into hedonistic traps. Suddenly, you're rewarding workouts with burgers, and the cycle repeats. But done right, it hacks your brain's reward system, where anticipation of pleasure drives action more than the action itself. Think about your phone addiction. Notifications are attractive cues engineered to hook you. Flip that script for good habits, and watch your inner sloth get lured in. Speaking of sloths, we all know the path of least resistance is our default setting. That's why the third law, make it easy, is a game changer. Clear's 2-minute rule. Scale any habit down to something so pathetic it takes under 2 minutes. Want to read more? Don't commit to a chapter. Just open the book. It's exploiting inertia. Once started, you're more likely to continue. Psychologically, this counters hyperbolic discounting, where we overvalue immediate ease over long-term gains. Critique. It's almost too forgiving, letting you off the hook for real effort. But practically, it works, because habits build momentum. Remember that gym failure? Make it easy by laying out clothes the night before. Boom, friction gone. Excuses evaporate. And finally, to seal the deal, make it satisfying. The fourth law. Immediate rewards cement habits. Delayed ones, forget it. Clear suggests tracking streaks or using accountability, like a habit tracker app that buzzes congratulations. It's basic reinforcement theory. Positive feedback loops your brain into repeating. But here's the witty rub. We're terrible at this naturally. You feel great after a workout, but that post-gym glow fades faster than your enthusiasm. Critique the idea? It ignores that some habits, like flossing, are inherently unsatisfying until your teeth don't fall out years later. Still, hack it with instant gratification. Treat yourself to a small win, like crossing off a to-do list item with dramatic flair. Tying it all back, imagine applying these laws to your doomed diet attempts. Make it obvious by prepping meals. Attractive by pairing salads with your favorite hot sauce. Easy by starting with one veggie swap per meal. Satisfying by logging wins in a journal that mocks your past failures. Hey, you didn't eat the whole cake today. Progress. It's a system that reinforces an identity of someone who doesn't eat like a garbage disposal. No goals needed, just consistent brain-hacking nudges. But let's not pretend this is foolproof. Clear admits habits can go dark. The same laws build addictions. It's a double-edged sword, exposing how we're slaves to our wiring. Funny how the tools for self-improvement mirror those for self-destruction, huh? Zoom out to your average workday flop. You aim to be productive, but end up in email hell, distractions piling like unpaid bills. Systems over goals means ditching the vague, get stuff done for a ritual, block time, eliminate cues like open tabs. Identity shifts when you start seeing yourself as the focused machine, not the tab hoarder. The 4 laws amplified. Obvious, set a timer. Attractive reward with coffee breaks. Easy, start with one task. Satisfying end-of-day review. Behavioral psych calls this operant conditioning, shaping behavior through consequences. It actually works because it accounts for your attention span being shorter than a goldfish's. No wonder we're all burnt out. We've been goal chasing without the system scaffolding. But here's a running joke we've all fallen for, thinking one big change will fix us. Remember that identity delusion? It's like putting on a successful person mask while your habits scream otherwise. Clear exposes this with inversion, the 4 laws backward for breaking bad habits. Make it invisible, unattractive, difficult, unsatisfying. Hide the cookies, associate junk food with guilt, add barriers like locking the pantry, and remove instant gratification. Easier said than done when your brain's wired for comfort. Yet, it's insightful. Human weakness thrives on convenience, so weaponize inconvenience against it. Let's not forget habit compounding, that sneaky multiplier. Clear loves. Small actions don't add up. They multiply like interest in a bank account you forgot about. Improve 1% daily? In a year? It's optimistic, ignoring plateaus and regressions. But psychologically, it highlights delayed gratification. Your brain hates waiting, but compounding rewards persistence, turning tiny wins into avalanches. Think of it in your failed savings attempts. Skip one coffee, it's nothing. Skip daily, and suddenly you've got a vacation fund. Brutal honesty. Most of us quit before the compound kicks in, exposing our impatience. Fast forward to your evening wind-down disaster. Planning to read, but grabbing the remote instead. Systems intervene with habit stacking. After dinner, book in hand. I'm a reader, not a zombie. Laws. Obvious book on table. Attractive pair with tea, easy 2-page, satisfying streak marked. Break the bad by making TV invisible, hide remote. Compounding. Those 2 pages build into finishing books monthly. It flows naturally because each failure point leads to the next fix. And yeah, it's brutally honest. You're not disciplined. You're just rigging the game so your lazy self can't lose. Wrapping this circus. Atomic Habits isn't preaching revolution. It's dissecting why you're stuck in mediocrity. Systems trump goals because life isn't a highlight reel. Identity-based habits force you to embody the change, not just chase it. Those 4 laws? They're the cheat codes to manipulate your flawed psychology, perfect for building good ones or breaking bad. Habit compounding? The slow burn that mocks your quick fix fantasies. But we've only scratched the surface. Next time, in part 2, we'll dive into the plateau of latent potential, environment design, and why your genes might be screwing you over. Don't get your hopes up. It's still going to call out your excuses. Subscribe if you dare face more uncomfortable truths. Or don't stay lazy. Your call.